woman or a lady wants it. And so once we understand the makeup of each one, we will take our time. And that is why it is not for boys and girls. The Bible says, for this cause shall a man, it didn't say a boy. Boys marry for sex. Men, they marry. They marry for value. And they marry to make love. But that is another issue we're going to look at. Now, why do people marry? Some people marry for the wrong reasons. And we need to negate some of these things so that we can enjoy marriage. Why do some people marry? Some people marry for sex. Like I said, boys marry for sex. Now, if it is because of sex you want to marry, you'll be disappointed. You'll be disappointed. There must be love brewing in the heart. Love must be brewed in your heart. And love seeks the highest good of the other person. When you are seeking the highest good of that person, then you will wait till you tie the knot before you get in there and fulfill ordinances, quote unquote. So you take your time and enter in there. So you don't marry for sex. Again, some people marry because others are marrying. Oh, my age mates are marrying. For some of the people, they have uncles and aunties who are sending them dollars, sending them cash, sending them money. They have money. Some even have a house built for them or their father's residence somewhere, and they have it to themselves. And so they see that they have some background, they have a backdrop against which they can say they are going to marry. And you get up and say, well, he's my age mate and he's getting married, I'm also going to get married. How prepared are you? Particularly the men. You have to be prepared psychologically, mentally, financially, economically. You are going to take responsibility of another man's daughter, and you must be prepared to foot the bills. You are prepared. The time comes when it's not going to be that tingling feeling. You will have to, the bills will be calling you and you have to pay them. You have to respond to the bills, you have to pay the electricity bills, you have to pay for fuel, you need to buy gas, you need to pay children's school fees, you need to do all these things. And so you need to understand that when others are going, you need to ask yourself, am I ready for it? Am I prepared for it? You take your time and get in there. When you do it at the right time, you will not complain. You will not be frustrated. So that is how it's supposed to be. Now, some people marry because his father did a lot of good to me. So I am marrying him. I'm getting married to him to show gratitude. You will be very disappointed. Marriage should be born out of love. Love for each other. Each other. Love for each other. Not that you owe somebody gratitude and therefore you are going to marry. You are far, far bigger than that. You are too bigger than that. God has placed a premium on your life, a supreme value on you. You cannot marry because you want to be grateful to somebody. No, or a man wants to show gratitude to his colleague and therefore is giving the daughter into marriage. When the daughter gets in there, the man will not be there to supervise the marriage. The man will not be there to marry for her. The lady should marry of her own accord, her own volition. So we don't marry out of gratitude. We don't marry out of sympathy. You want to show sympathy to the lady. It's like no man is coming her way. It's like there's a problem in the family. Nobody is there to take care of her. So I want to just show sympathy and marry her. That one too is out of place. We don't marry like that. And then again, we don't marry because of money. We don't marry because of financial fortunes. That is a wrong perception. Some ladies, in fact many ladies, marry and their view is to go and make profit. You don't go and marry because you want to make profit. You don't go and marry because you want to earn a fortune. No, you don't go and marry like that. When you do that, it means you don't love the man. You don't love the person. You marry a person. You don't marry a material. You marry a person. You don't marry a property. You marry that man. You don't marry a material. You marry a personality, a person. You don't go and marry fortunes. What about if he loses his job? What about if he's down? What about one day every one of his assets is gone and he's back to square one? Would you still love the person? If it is genuine love, then you still stay and work together and help him out. But if it is because of money, The day that the money is not there, or the day that there is a freeze on his assets, that there's a problem, he will find out that love cannot be bought with money. You will find out that money is not all. And so, beloved, you need to understand that we should have the right reasons for marrying. What are some of the right reasons for marriage? We are married, number one, for companionship. God told Adam, this is your wife. And before then, he said it's not good for the man that he should be alone. Number one, companionship. So you are not married because you want sex. You are not married because you want children. The first reason for marriage is companionship. You are looking for somebody, as a man, you are looking for somebody who will help you to fulfill your vision. You need a companion. When the children come in, thank God. The Bible says they are God's heritage. The fruit of the womb is God's reward. Children are God's giftings. When God brings them, fair enough, you thank God for them. If God doesn't bring them, there are times some can even go out of the way to adopt. Some can go out of the way, take care of siblings, children here and there. And the marriage is still fulfilled. Because number one, the marriage is for companionship. The marriage is for companionship. Is to have a companion, a suitable life partner. Together you have a good reward for a labor. Together you move on. You are an unbeatable team. That is the reason, number one, for marriage. Then number two, we can talk about procreation. He told Adam and Eve, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. So when you are going into marriage, you don't have the right mindset or perception about marriage, you better not start it at all, because there may be disappointment along the way. It is your perception and understanding about this institution called marriage that will keep you, that will sustain you, even in times of challenges and difficulty, that you know that this one you have entered and there's no turning back. You are not looking back. You are facing your fears. You are facing your future. You are facing the odds. You will go against the odds and overcome them with the help of God. So once you have the right mindset, you will not be disappointed. So may we have the right mindset about marriage so we can overcome and so we can stay on top. So marriage is for procreation, so that we can fulfill the will of God of replenishing the earth, populating the earth. And so marriage is very important. Let's understand this. Let's understand this, beloved, that marriage is something that God holds in high esteem. And that is why the priest, before he will go ahead and bless the marriage, the number one, he will ask, who gives this daughter to this man in marriage? Then a man, either the father or the father's representative, will get up and own up that I am the one. And the priest will ask, has he fulfilled all the necessary customary rights? Has he fulfilled all the obligations? When the man says yes, he has fulfilled all the necessary customary rights, then the priest will have license to bless the marriage. Otherwise, there is no marriage ab initio. Real marriage, the marriage actually starts at home. The marriage is when two families, or even bigger than two families, the man's mother and father, two, the woman's mother and father, or their representatives, and sometimes mother and father's mother and father, all come together. One big family coming together as witnesses, consenting to give their daughter in marriage, consenting that their son should marry that lady. So the priest will ask, and then they will give their consent. Then you have the license to bless the union. And then before you even go on, you will make some statements, very profound statements. Sometimes you ask whether there is any cause. They know any cause. The couple know any cause why they should not be joined together in holy matrimony. Again, the priest may also go on and make some statements. One of them is this, that this institution is God's holy ordinance, and it's not supposed to be entered into unadvisedly, irreverently. It means that when you are going to marry, you don't enter into marriage like a drunkard who is not sober, doesn't care.